So let's say this is Los Angeles. It's a big city and it's going to be really competitive to try to rank something in the city. So if you set up your GMB, that like, let's say your GMB is in the center of the circle, and that's where you're going to rank the best, right? And then you're going to rank a little bit worse inside this circle here. And whatever you choose, so let's say I choose, like, we'll stick with Devin's niche, right? House flippers, right? Maybe it's like house flipping is my keyword. So it's house flipping LA is what I name my GMB. That is what I'm targeting. And that's probably what's going to rank the best. There's some things that could affect that. Like if there's a ton of competition for that, then maybe you're going to rank better for some other long tailed, but this is basically what you're going to rank the best for, right? Is house flipping LA. So what would happen given those are the rules? Maybe I set one up over here in Compton, right? So now this one, I'm going to name this one like home flipper LA. So now over here, I'm ranking for this term, and over here, I'm ranking for this term. So right away, I'm ranking inside the circle, whereas if I had only chosen to have one GMB inside this niche, my exposure would be limited to this circle here, right? Maybe this small circle. Now, as we do things, as we add backlinks to our site and we get more reviews and we get more citations, like this gets bigger and bigger. And the same is going to happen over here. So at some point, these are going to overlap, right? This area here is where you're going to be ranking for both of these. And this is why it's important to choose different names, right? So if I choose house flipping here and home flipper here, and if I had it in the map, I wouldn't want it to say like the same thing multiple times, right? Because then it's going to look weird and person's probably not going to click on both of those. So this is the same thing that I was talking about with Tia, who's kind of got this figured out pretty well. She's already gone through all this. But maybe what I would want to do in this situation is like, whatever site I build, I'm going to get as many GMBs for that site. But if it's going to be a competitive niche, I'm going to build out multiple sites. So I'm going to look at the populations of these cities, these like sub-cities around LA. So for instance, like West Covina, right? I would go here and I would just do a search for like West Covina population. I have no idea what this city looks like or anything. 103,000. For me, that justifies a new site if it's going to be something competitive, right? I'm looking for at least 70,000 to justify another site. And then once I do that, so now I've got this like, where did that even go? That's West Covina there, right? So let's say I've got a circle. Oops. 1 second, guys. All right. So I've got this circle here for West Covina. And this is a separate site. So we will make this one be like blue or something, right? So now I'm going to set up this first one, the red one. I'm going to set up GMBs as many as I can all over the city. And then when I've got this one, I'm going to do the same thing. So now I've got multiple sites with multiple GMBs, which like, hey, this is more work, but guess what? It ends up being a lot more money, right? So, you know, this is how we're able to get like $5,000, $10,000 a month from our clients, is that we've just dominated the entire area, and it's hard for people to find a competition. So given that it's one of the hardest things in our business is finding a good client. If we find a good client, then we do this. It's better to like, we found the good client. That's probably the hardest thing. Now let's raise the rent for that good client by building this stuff out. It's better to have like this client paying us more. Like I know there was a post, can't remember what somebody had asked, like, hey, what's the most you've got for your lead gen? And for us, we have someone at $9,500 a month. And this is what we've done. We've built like, rather than managing like 5 clients at $2,000 a month, we've got one to manage, right? So, and it's somebody that we know, we like, we trust. So I would rather raise the rent on that rather than finding some stranger to like find a bunch of other sites for.